The Power of the Spoken Word. Florence Scovel Shinn. Audiobook and closed caption, CC. English. Published posthumously 1945 by student. Chapter 6. Your Big Opportunity. You have only one judge your word. Jesus Christ said, I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment, for by thy word thou shalt be justified, and by thy word thou shalt be condemned. Every day is a day of judgment. We used to be taught that it would be at the end of the world. Look back in your life and see how you have attracted either happiness or disaster through your words. The subconscious has no sense of humor. People joke destructively about themselves, and the subconscious takes it seriously. It is because the mental picture you make while speaking impresses the subconscious and works out on the external. A person who knows the power of the word becomes very careful of his conversation. He has only to watch the reaction of his words to know they do not return void. People make their worst mistakes by speaking while they are angry or resentful, because there is so much ill feeling back of their words. Owing to the vibratory power of words, what you voice, you begin to attract. People who continually speak of disease invariably attract disease. Invisible forces are ever working for man, who is always pulling the strings himself, though he does not know it. We read in the Bible life and death are in the power of the tongue. Yet most people are speaking destructively from morning until night. It is because they have formed a habit of criticism, condemnation and complaint, and are eager to tell you of their misfortunes, and how mean all their relatives are. They wear their friends out and people avoid them. They are talking themselves into a flock of troubles. Now that we know the power of the word, why not take advantage of it? We take advantage of the radio, the telephone and aeroplanes, but live with the mound builders in conversation. Science and religion are now coming together. Science is discovering the power within the atom, metaphysics teaches the power within thoughts and words. We are dealing with dynamite when we deal with words. Think of the power of the word in healing. A word is spoken and a chemical change takes place in the body. One of my friends was seriously ill. The doctor said she had chronic bronchitis and was on the verge of pneumonia. Her daughters and the doctor rushed her to bed and she had a nurse, but weeks passed and there was no improvement. She was a truth student but for over a year had attended no meetings nor had she kept up her reading. One morning she telephoned me and said, "Please speak the word and get me out of this. I can't stand it anymore. I'm not sick, I'm just disgusted. So much negative talk and thought have almost floored me." Through the spoken word and her affirmation of truth immediately there was a change for the better. She had a strong hunch to go out and was told it would be dangerous, but by this time she was following divine guidance. She went out and called on me and said she was going to attend a luncheon the next day. What had happened? The words of truth were making a change in her mind and a chemical change was taking place in her body. We are told that if we believe, never doubting, we can say to that mountain, "Be thou removed," and it would disappear into the sea. The inexhaustible energy in man is released by goodwill. A man free from fear, undisturbed by appearances, sending goodwill to men and nations, could say to these mountains of hate and war, "Be thou removed," and they would return to their native nothingness. Resentment and intolerance rob man of his power. We should have signs in the subways and shops: "Watch your thoughts. Watch your words." Let us now be careful in directing this dynamic force within us. Let us direct it to heal, bless and prosper and direct it in waves of good to the whole world. It goes out a mighty force, but noiseless. Thought, the strongest power in the universe, is without sound. Your goodwill sweeps all obstacles from your pathway, and your heart's desire is released for you. What is really yours? The answer is, all that the kingdom affords is yours. Every righteous desire of the heart is promised you. There are 3,000 promises in the Bible, but these gifts can come to us only if we can believe them possible, for everything comes through you, not to you. All life is vibration. Feel rich, and you attract riches. Feel successful, and you become successful. I knew of a small boy who was born in a little country town with no advantages, but he always felt successful. He had the conviction that when he grew up he would be a big artist. No one could discourage him because he was success. He had only success thoughts, he radiated success. At an early age he left the small town and went to a big city, and to support himself he got a position as a newspaper artist on a daily paper, all this without previous preparation. It never occurred to him that it could not be done. He went to an art school and immediately became a shining light. He never studied in an academic way. Whatever he once saw he remembered. In a few years he went to a still larger city and became a well-known artist. This success came to him because he was always seeing success. I will give to you the land that thou seest. The children of Israel were told that they could have all the land that they could see. The Bible is a metaphysical book, and it is speaking to the individual. This minute, it says to each one of us, I will give to you the land that thou seest. So, what are you seeing with your inner eye? What pictures are you inviting into your life? The imaging faculty has been called the scissors of the mind. If you have failure thoughts, reverse the thought with a success thought. This sounds easy enough to do, but when a failure thought has become a habit, it takes eternal vigilance to dislodge it. That is when a powerful affirmation is needed. You cannot always control your thought, but you can control your word, and eventually the word impresses the subconscious and wins out. If you are in a negative state of mind, just take the statement. I look with wonder at that which is before me. It creates an expectancy of something wonderful, and something wonderful will come to you. Cultivate the feeling that miracles and wonders are coming to pass. Cultivate a success expectancy. Very few people bring into life what is rightfully theirs. They live on the outskirts of their heart's desire. It always seems too good to be true. To the person spiritually awake, nothing is too good to be true. If you want to hear people talking who are still asleep in the Adamic dream, go to a hairdresser's establishment. The Adamic dream is the illusion of opposites. Adam fell into a deep sleep having eaten of the tree of illusion. Of course, Adam stands for generic man, the race man. The race man vainly imagined loss, lack, failure, sin, sickness, and death. The awakened man knows only one power, God, and one condition, good. But now we will return to the beauty parlor. The following is an exact quotation, and a good example of what one hears. A woman sat down near me and said in a loud voice, "This place is too warm. Turn something on or open something." The attendant said to her, "How are you feeling today, Mrs. S?" She replied with a heavy sigh, "Oh, I'm pretty well. But I have a hard time keeping well." To the manicurist she said, "Why don't you wear glasses?" The girl replied, "I don't need glasses, why should I wear them?" The woman replied, "Because everybody wears them. You'll find there is something wrong with your eyes if you have them examined." When she finally leaves, they all feel limp and wonder if they are really well or only seem to be well. She leaves a trail of apprehension and gloom. This is a sample of what one hears from nearly every booth, the way most people talk. It is appalling when one knows the power of the word and what they are attracting, for they are nearly all describing illnesses or operations. You combine with what you notice, so do not describe anything destructive, for you begin to combine with it. What is really yours? The blessings you bring to yourself, through your spoken or silent word, the things you see with your inner eye. Only your doubts, fears, and resentments keep your good from you. If you hate or resent a situation, you have fastened it to you, for you attract what you fear or dislike. For example, someone has been unjust to you, and you are filled with wrath and resentment. You cannot forgive that person. Time rolls on and another person does the same thing. It is because you have a picture of injustice engraved in your subconscious. History will repeat itself until you think you are cursed with misfortune and injustice. There is only one way to neutralize it. Be absolutely undisturbed by injustice, and send goodwill to all concerned. My goodwill is a strong tower round about me. I now transmute all enemies into friends, all inharmony into harmony, all injustice into justice. You will be amazed at the working of the law. One student brought harmony out of chaos in her business affairs by that statement. Do not look back and hash over hard times, or you will be drawn back into these conditions. Give thanks for the dawn of a new day. You must be immune to all discouragement and adverse appearances. All that you desire or require is already on your pathway, but you must be wide awake to your good to bring it into manifestation. After making statements of truth, you suddenly have a flash of realization. You suddenly feel yourself in a new environment. You feel old negative conditions falling away. I once said to a woman, the walls of lack and delay now crumble away, and you enter your promised land. Under grace. She said she had a sudden flash of a wall crumbling away, and that she stepped over it. Soon after that, the change came, and she really did enter her promised land of plenty. I knew a woman whose daughter's desire was a home and husband. In her early youth, she had had a broken engagement. Whenever a possible marriage appeared on the horizon, she became frantic with fear and apprehension, picturing vividly another disappointment, and she had several. Her mother came to me to speak the word for her right marriage, divinely designed, which could not be interfered with. During the interview, the mother said continually, "Poor Nellie. Poor Nellie." I said, "Do not call your daughter poor Nellie again. You are helping her to be demagnetized. Call her lucky Nellie, fortunate Nellie, for you must have faith that God now gives to her the desires of her heart." The mother and daughter persisted in making their affirmations. She has now fulfilled her destiny, for she is Mrs. Nellie, the demon of fear dissolved forever. There are wonderful statements in the Bible referring to the breaking down of negative thought forms. The power of the Spirit is mighty even unto the pulling down of strongholds. The human mind is helpless to cope with these negative thoughts. The victory is won by the God within, the superconscious mind. Brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and there be any praise, think on these things. Phil. 4:8. If people obeyed this, general conversation would come to a standstill for a while, until people learn to talk about constructive things. The power of the spoken word. This platform is community sponsored. We have channel membership, Patreon, and PayPal available for you. All donations are accepted with gratitude. Channel members and patron supporters receive special posts just for them. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.